Yeah. Coming from the Caveman Studios in Buffalo, New York. Welcome to Caveman Corner with your host, Jeff.
Captain Caveman!
Thanks.
Click subscribe and the bell. Do it now!
All right, everybody, we got the guns here, the young guns here. How you guys doing? How you doing, Justin?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you, Dakota?
Doing good out here in Montana.
How about you, Zach? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Now, I believe Zach and Dakota got fights coming up January 27th, right? Am I correct with that?
Yes.
And how about you, Justin? What was the date for your fight again?
February 2nd, Hollywood, Florida.
Nice.
The Hard Rock.
All right, guys. So I'm going to ask you guys, how did you get started fighting? I want Justin to go first.
Yep. So my whole life, really. I mean, my uncle, my father, they really kind of took it to me and my brother. I mean, I have four other brothers, three older, one younger. So I mean, we were constantly always roughhousing, wrestling around. And something about it. I mean, I fell in love with the movement. I fell in love with the art behind it all. And so, I mean, my whole life, I mean, I've just kind of grown up in a rough neighborhood, being like the only, white kid in the neighborhood versus, anything else. So, I mean, we grew up kind of poor, having to struggle. Me and my little brother had to fight back to back, getting off the school bus, getting onto the school bus, coming out of school. So, I mean, all that kind of like just trickles into, life. Every day is a battle, and it's how you choose to come out on top and how you're going to keep striving forward.
Right. I'm from I know what you mean, man. I lived in a bad neighborhood. I was from Brooklyn, New York. And, when you're in the neighborhood, you got to fight.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one thing leads to another. I mean, I got jumped. I had my face kicked in. I had my ribs broke. And that was it for me. After that, I joined a boxing gym, Dynamic, and I was there a few years. Went to Golden Gloves. And then after that, I made a switch over to another gym. Kind of did the same thing with them over at Empire. We went to Golden Gloves, won Golden Gloves. And then my third time coming back, I just felt like it didn't really go my way. I felt like the judges kind of like took control because of politics or whatever else the case may have been. So after that, I kind of like made a promise to myself. Hey, we're gonna make the switch over to MMA. We're gonna, never make it go to the judges again. We're gonna do whatever it can to get them out of there before it goes to the judges, so that we know for a fact we got that W. So I added more to my arsenal, and I added more to my style in general, and here we are now, about to join the bare knuckle stage.
Now, do you think because you won Golden Gloves, you think that gives you the advantage with the hands for bare knuckle fighting?
I don't necessarily think it gives me the advantage in the bare knuckle fighting. What I think gives me the advantage is the MMA background, honestly. Like when it comes to the grappling, when it comes to the dirty boxing, when it comes to having to adjust to seeing different styles being thrown at you, I see that more giving me the advantage of with the MMA background versus boxing.
Nice. How about you, Dakota? How you got started in fighting?
So I think how I really got started, I used to wake up like 6 or 7 years old. My grandpa be watching the ESPN Classics, so I was like, one day I want to be on that. I want to be there, and here we are now. I started at 8. I've been fighting almost my whole entire life. I took like 3-4 years off, but we've been hitting it hard the last 4, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon.
All right. Did you grow up in a rough neighborhood? Did you have to fight in the streets?
Yeah. The reason why I got into boxing was because I got picked on a lot. like I had glasses when I was younger, and I got beat up a lot. Like my glasses got broke, stuff like that. So I got to the point where I was like sick of it, and I just had to stick up for myself. My grandpa always told me, like, even if they're bigger, if you do something to them, most of the time they're just talk. They're not gonna walk. So, my mom wasn't really around growing up as well, so I was bouncing from my grandpas to my aunties and stuff like that as well. But it made me a man, made me tough.
Yeah, fighting definitely training will definitely get you tough for sure.
Oh yeah.
How about you, little Mac? How you got into fighting?
It started back in school. I used to weigh 230 pounds, and
Shoot, big
I would
boy.
get I would get picked on a lot. And once I hit once I hit high school, I lost a lot of weight, and I started fighting back. And then from that, I got I got charged with assault in school, and I got community service at a boxing gym. And since then, which was 2012, I've been fighting ever since. I've done some USA boxing. I won a Golden Gloves, and then I couldn't get any fights, so I went over to Street Beefs and got the most fights there. And I've just been trucking along since, and now here comes the bare knuckle stuff. So
Any videos on Street Beef on YouTube, maybe?
yeah, I have over 38 fights on there, so they're all on YouTube.
Nice.
Damn.
You got the experience, man. Do you think that would help you? That with the experience you got there, you think that would help you out with the bare knuckle fighting?
Um, I mean, I don't really think about it as much. I just know that I had one bare knuckle fight in Street Beefs. If you go on YouTube, you can look up dark room fights, and it for that there was no time limit. It was until someone quit, and it lasted 3 minutes with me stopping the person. And so ever since then, that was back last February, I've just been wanting to get into BKFC. And I had one shot back in September, which the guy never showed up. So here's my here's
Haven't to
my
me
shot.
before. Yeah. So let me ask you guys this: like, who was your idol growing up? Who was like for fighting? Like, did you have a favorite boxer or martial artist?
Mike Tyson.
Roy Jones.
John Jones.
Nice. There's some
Yeah.
good picks there. I listen, Justin. I gotta say, I'm from Brownsville, Brooklyn. That's where Mike Tyson originally from. So I seen Mike. I'm gonna say it was like back in 1989. I seen Mike. I was like in the school bus. It was in Brownsville. He had the belt. He was, I guess, he was like 20 years old at the time. So that was a cool like experience for me.
So I
But
fought
yeah,
at the James Toney tournament in boxing. It was about 10 years ago.
oh,
Uh,
okay.
it was the James Toney Ann Arbor tournament, and James Toney was there. And I fought a guy. He was like 6 foot tall at 145, and I just remember him telling me the only way you're gonna get this guy to break is you have to go to his body, give him the break first, and then go up top. And I remember him telling that to my coach before we walked into the ring. And after I, did what he had said, I won the fight. I ended up stopping the guy in the second round. And I looked at him, and he gave me like the fist pound, to his chest, and saluted me or whatever. And I'll never forget that day because ever since then, I felt like he believed in me then, and so now I'm gonna take that belief to the very end.
Yeah, we had James Tony on the podcast here, and I guarantee he's gonna be watching this. So he probably
Yeah.
gonna watch.
Hey, I
He
hope
probably
he is.
watching.
I
If
hope
he's
he
not
is
watching,
doing
if
good.
he's not watching, I would tag him on here. But he's a fan of the podcast, so he probably is watching.
He's the one that inspired me to be a champion and to be a true champion. So I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I hope he is watching this.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Now Dakota. You had any MMA fights?
Yeah, I've had 2. I didn't come out with wins, but I gave it my all. Like, and I don't train in MMA. I never really did, but I took the
Okay.
fights just to learn something. And I do once in a while do a little bit of jiu-jitsu now, just to be on top of my game rather than just stick with one thing. If you have multiple disciplines, you could go far.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I tried MMA, but I didn't really like the ground game. I
Yeah,
don't, really,
that's
I
my
don't like
thing.
no guys. I
I've
grew up
stand
watching
bang.
boxing. I grew up watching boxing in the
Oh yeah.
late 80s, early 90s, you know. My father always thought MMA was kind of weird with the ground game.
Yeah,
I
But I had to
completely
learn.
agree.
I had to train jiu-jitsu and wrestling. So
Yeah, so I only
how
wrestled
about
1
you?
year. I did MMA about 9 years. Well, the last 9 years I've been doing MMA. I went 12-2 as an amateur. I was the number 135er and 125er in the state of Michigan. Um, and then I chose to go pro. And when I went pro, I've due to injuries and a lot of setbacks. Um, where we finished out our with MMA, it's 5-6, but again, like I said, when it comes to injuries and that ground game, I mean, no one
Right,
will stand with me. So they always try to go to the ground, and it's always about the wrestling and the
right.
jujitsu. That always backfires on me. So that's why we're
yeah.
making the switch over back over to the stand up,
Gotcha.
and we're gonna, we're
This
here to
is
stay.
this is like a true gladiator organization. You step in that ring, you put it to it, like it's all you got. You know?
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing. This podcast is brought to you by CNC Management. I just want to let everybody know.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
One and only.
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, we're
little Mac.
going to the top.
Yes, I could see that, man. I
Carlos and his team are they take care of us. They they look out for us, and they're peoples of their words. I mean, I dealt with another management team. I'm not going to say no names or put them on blast like that, but I mean they were full of promise, unfinished promises, I guess you could say, where they would sit there and they tell you, hey, we're going to get you these fights, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And then here we go. We're still sitting here waiting and waiting and waiting. And then they go, oh, hey, we got this fight for you. And you're waiting for it and you're getting all ready, you're losing all this weight. And then all of a sudden, hey, the fight didn't work out, or hey, the fight fell through. And then,
Yeah.
or it just, it was very deteriorating at first to start off. I went and did the bare knuckle tryout in Alabama. I was told to go do that by by the management team I was with. So I went and did the tryout in Alabama. I felt like all that went well. Never really heard anything back. And then, yeah, I ended up meeting with Eric Lozano, who's another bare knuckle fighter. You guys keep an eye out on him because he's going to the top as well. But he's actually who got me affiliated with Carlos over at CNC Management. And since then, now we're able to finally get started. And he's actually a true man of his word. He promised me, and he's holding up his end of that bargain. So
I
for
got
that, I truly appreciate that, man.
I got one question for Carlos. I know he's watching. Hey, Carlos, how can a fighter get in touch with you? And then I got a question here from my partner who's not with us, but he wants to know how you guys condition your knuckles for the fights.
So I do carpentry. I got a 2x4, and I'll wrap it with like hemp rope, and I'll hit it, or I'll put a little padding around it, a 2x4, and hit that as well. 10-15 minutes at a time.
Okay. How about you,
So
Justin?
I have kind of like a little secret, I guess, about me. I mean, I broke my neck my freshman year in high school.
Oh wow.
Instead of losing my legs, I kind of lost the feeling in my hands. So I guess you could kind of say I have hands of stone. So I don't
Hell yeah.
really, I don't feel none of that. So I mean, for me, it's just a matter of hitting the heavy bag with bare knuckle and hitting the aqua bag and whatever else. Everything I hit is with my bare hands. I don't put the gloves on. Only time I put gloves on is when I'm sparring with other people. So
Hey Justin, I gotta say, man, you broke your neck. You are a true warrior, bro. I got much
yeah,
respect.
I mean,
I got much respect for you, man. That not a lot of people could come back from that. You know what
well,
I'm
I
saying?
was told I was never gonna walk again, let alone play contact sports again. And we, spent the 9 months in the hospital doing the physical therapy and all the stuff I was supposed to do. And 6 months later, we ended up walking out of the hospital. Um, yeah, and I returned back to the football season the following season. And since then, I've had it in the back of my head that I know my body better than anybody else, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward. I'm gonna keep putting one foot in front of the other, and hopefully, my story can inspire others to do the same.
Wow. How about you, Zach? How you condition your knuckles for fighting?
Well, from hitting the heavy bag to lightly punching the cement wall for 5 rounds. To this one bag, I don't know what it's called, but it's hard, but it's real small, and I use that as well. And I also do planks on my knuckles, and I hold that. Um, so just little things I try and find, and I also get smacked with this wooden piece on my hands and my whole body. Really, they help condition it all.
Wow, man, you guys are tough, man.
Ooh,
You guys are tough. I got
that's a good.
nothing but respect for
That's
you
a good
guys.
question.
So, okay, I got a question here. Okay, let's get a fight prediction from Mr. Nightmare.
Yeah, I see myself knocking him out. End of the first round, beginning of the second round.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Dakota? You got a prediction for your fight?
Uh, not really. Every time I've went in with a game plan, I've always like I always try to stick to my game plan. That doesn't really work, so I'm gonna stay calm, cool, collective, and I'm gonna just go as it goes.
How about you, Zach? Any prediction for you?
I mean, for some reason, I'm always somehow winding up facing giants compared to me. Uh, yeah. So the guy I'm facing is he's a lot bigger than me, but just like the last fight that I was about to have, um, I'm just going in there to fight and do what I know that I'm capable of. I really don't have a prediction, but all I know is I want to be entertaining, and that's what I've always been. All my fights on Street Beefs you can see, and I'm just going to fight, and you're gonna see that.
We lost the Dakota.
Yeah,
Come back
he
on.
lost him.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I feel like I've trained my whole life, all my blood, sweat, and tears, and everything I've given into this, the fight game. Period. I just
Sorry,
not
guys.
taking anything away from my opponent here, but at the same time, I don't really feel like there's anything he has to offer me, and I'm gonna prove that to really anybody that's in my division.
I'm gonna ask you guys something. I want to know what's your strength are in fighting. Like, are you like well, maybe you probably don't want to bring out your secrets, but like, what's your strength for fighting? Power punching or
Heart.
uh, clinch? Uh,
Uh, Speed, and I try to be as accurate as possible. Um, but if I could throw a power in there, I'm throwing a power.
I know with bare knuckle fighting, you definitely got to be careful how you throw your punches. You can't go wild and crazy because you might break your knuckles. So I know you got to pick
Yeah,
your shots, right?
yeah, a lot of straights. So that's the best way to go is the straights. If you're throwing a little bit wild, you don't know what's gonna happen.
For me, it's about having heart. You got to have heart. You got to be willing to love to get hit. I mean, that to me, that's my secret. To me, that's what separates me from a lot of other fighters. They don't like to get hit. They don't like to be damaged or watch that blood feel down or coming down their face or anything like that. I
Yeah,
want that. I dream about that. Those moments. I dream about that bloodbath fight. So
yeah. You definitely gotta take hits. If you don't like taking hits, this fight game is not for you for sure. That's for
that's
sure.
it.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to learn to love it.
Yeah. How
yeah,
about you, Zach?
Well, I mean, my greatest attribute to all this is even though it might not be towards bare knuckle, but I have great defense to my countering ability.
Okay.
Um, like I'm more of a pressure fighter, but I know I gotta like dial it back for this. But I still have the same game plan I'm going to use. But I'm just always in your face. That's that's what I've always been, how I've always fought, and I have really good defense with my arm blocking, not the gloves aspect of it, but
Right.
my arms.
That was going to be my next question. I'm like, when you fighting, you don't got the big gloves to help you defensive wise. Like, how you guys like a lot of head movements?
That
What do you
movement
like
and
to
parry
use?
game got to be strong.
yeah.
Okay.
And another thing, best way to block is just brick up.
Okay.
And you don't have a lot to guard, but if you brick up, they really can't make it past. But your forearms are definitely gonna hurt.
See, for me, that's a green light. When I see someone cover up like that, that's a green light for me. Because now
Yeah,
I'm
go
gonna sit there
around.
and I'm gonna throw 3, 4 shots high, and I'm ripping that body like nobody's business.
Nice. Yeah, because they blocking
To
like
me,
that. They
it's
can't
all
see,
about
right?
movement and parries. You can't sit there and stand still. You got to parry. You got to move. You got to circle. You know, like I said, the greatest defense is offense.
Yeah.
How about you guys? How your cardio? Do you
Excellent.
not?
That's all we do is cardio.
Yeah, I was down to like 4.5 minute mile like last week. I I don't know. I kind of push myself when I run, but I try to get the best out of the workout. You know what I mean? I try to push
Yeah.
myself to my max because that's how I am. If you ain't pushing yourself, you ain't gonna make it.
That's it. Mental.
Yeah.
You gotta force your mental. You gotta, that's where the fight game is mostly won. Is inside
Yeah,
that gym and inside, putting in
yeah.
the grit. If
You
if
definitely
you ain't
need
putting
the
in the grit and you ain't
discipline.
putting in the work, then what are you here for?
Yeah. True. So true.
Yeah.
Um. Yo, Justin, I like you, Justin. Um. So I want to say this though, like, what advice would you give, like somebody coming from an MMA background, that want to fight bare knuckle fighting, to like a younger fighter? Like, what advice would you give them?
Rack your fights up, get as much experience as you can in, because once you get to no gloves, like MMA, they got 4 ounce gloves. They're a harder target to hit than boxing gloves. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I think I would just tell them rack up your wins, do as much as you can, because if you get into bare knuckle, it's a whole different game than just MMA.
yeah. How about you, Justin? What advice would you give to
Uh,
a young guy coming up in the game?
if I was to give someone advice, I'd tell them to keep grinding. Keep putting in that blood, sweat, and tears into that gym, and keep your head down and stay focused. Don't let the outside distraction distract you.
Yeah.
Stay focused. You want
Good.
something, you're the only one that can make it happen. People come
Yeah,
and go, friends come and go, family come and go. The only one that can make something truly happen is yourself. So, if you know what I'm saying, you got to keep your head down and stay focused and keep to the mission.
yeah. And you can't stray away from it, because if you do, there's one mess up, you're
It's a
you're
life.
not
It's a life
ready.
changing. It's life changing. You know, and if you're gonna do this, then you got to make that life commitment into it. It's not something that like a bar fight. You ain't gonna, you know, you're not just gonna show
Yeah,
up and think that
not
you're gonna be all
not for the
100%
faint of
in.
heart.
Yeah.
I know.
Now let
I
me
think it's funny when all these, you know, you get these guys that come out of the bars, or you get these guys that never really been into a fight before, and they're like, "Oh, dude, you should have did this or you should have did that." And it's like, hey, have you ever been in a fight before?
right, right,
I
right.
I
Man, my
have
That's
fight
so
only
true.
family.
lasted 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm sure.
That's so
Like,
true.
I have a lot of family that are like, "Oh, you should have done it like this. You should do this, or you should come to me and I'll show you something." And I'm like, I put 20 years of fighting in. How many years you put in?
Yep. Yeah,
Let-
those are my favorite kind of people to mess with. I
Now
mean,
let me ask you guys. Let me ask you guys this. Like, what's your training schedule like? Like,
every
do you
day,
train every day? How many hours you train?
3 to 4 hours, sometimes a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 to 4 early in the morning. Try to do a 2 a day if I can't. I
How
I
about?
try to do at least 6 hours.
Okay. How about you, Zach? How's your training like?
I run in the morning, and then after I'm done work, I go to the gym from 2 p.m. and I'm there till 8 p.m.
Wow.
It's just all different things that we're working on, other than either
Yeah, I
I.
do like strength.
Oh, lost him again.
Yeah, for me,
No,
it's
no, no.
it's all different stuff that we're working at the gym. I mean, you got cardio's class going on, you got boxing going on, you got all a lot of stuff that's going on, sparring at certain times, meeting up with certain people on different days to get in some extra rounds. So it's constantly we're always in the gym, we're always training, we're always grinding. No days off over here.
Okay. Do you guys have like
I
boxers
don't know
like
what keeps happening.
um that think their bare knuckle fighting is useless or trash or whatever? Do you got
Uh,
like boxers challenging you guys?
a lot of my
Uh,
boxer friends that I've talked to, I mean, I haven't heard no disrespect
Okay.
um, at all. I mean, a lot of them think that that's crazy, or whatever else, or it's something they will never do, but
Right.
they've never said anything about the style or anything about it. No.
I got I got a lot of friends like Louis Lopez, Dallas Davidson, Leo Bercier. All them do bare knuckle. Uh, I think everybody around me, there's some people that don't like it. They won't watch the fights, but they know, like, when I'm going to fight. Like my grandpa, he won't watch, but he kind of supports it. He just he'll never watch it. And then my grandma, she's watched a couple of the fights, and she says I don't like it as well. But everybody on my mom's side, like, they all love me. They're like, "You're like famous," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just an average person. I'm out here doing just as much as everybody else. Dreams come true if you follow."
Right. Wait till you get in a video game.
Mm.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah,
Or even like WWE figurines. If they made
Yeah.
those, or even trading cards, like UFC trading cards, baseball
Yeah.
cards, stuff like that, that would be wicked. I know Andrew Emery, uh, Andrew Hardbody Nolan. He fought down in Miami when I was down there for the Prospect Series, and he said he's gonna start making cards. And I was I was trying to help him out, but I don't know. Like he said, he wanted to put the stats for people, their picture, like best fight picture. It'd be badass. It'd be something that a lot of people would like.
You know what? I talked to David Feldman on here, and he was hinting at a video game. So hopefully, you know, maybe in a few years or whatever, a video game come out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. Electronics is the way to go nowadays.
Yeah, well, UFC has 5 games. And if you think about it, in the last few years that BKFC has been here, they tripled the views mostly by everything over UFC. Like
Right.
UFC is nice, and I don't know. I think people are just looking for the next big thing, you know?
Yeah, that's for
I
sure.
believe what Dave Fieldman has going on with the bare knuckle boxing stage and bare knuckle championships, and just bringing back the bare knuckle in general. I think that's truly amazing, and it's something that should have been done a long, long time ago. I don't feel like it's something that we should have ever got rid of.
Yeah.
It's what separates the warriors from the wannabes.
Yep. Sheep from the wolves.
Now I gotta
That's
ask you
it, baby.
guys. I gotta ask you guys about this because it's a with bare knuckle fighting. It's like part of the fight, the clinch. Do you guys like the clinch?
I
If
mean,
I gotta get into
I
it,
like to fight. I mean, so wherever that fight goes and wherever it takes me, I mean, that's where it's gonna go. So I mean, if it comes down to the clinch game, then hey, we can dirty box it all day long. If it not, you want to stay on the outside. I mean, I feel bad for you, but hey, we can do that too.
How about you, Dakota?
uh, I don't like the clinch, but if the clinch comes up, I've done it before, and I just I've been working on using my right hand more than my left hand, so kind of switching up different hands, fighting different ways. Me and
Right.
my team been working a lot, so you'll see
And,
something
and
different.
and then you were telling me before the show started, grabbing the back of the head instead of grabbing the neck.
Yep, that's the clinch. Like a lot of people do it. I've watched a lot of fighters. Like I've been watching a lot of film from different fighters, and that's the best way to clinch. People can't move. People can't
Yep.
throw their head around. So I've sat back, I've watched, and take it in. My auntie Jamie always tells me, like, you don't have to be in the drama. Like, if other people are there, let them do their thing. Just sit back and observe.
Let me ask you guys this: would you guys fight like a YouTube star like Logan Paul?
Man, I would love to break that dude's little bubble.
Yeah. I'm down
I
for
feel like
whatever.
what they're doing and coming into the fight game is nothing but
Right.
disrespect to us all fighters. And that
Yeah.
that's how I feel about it. I feel like it's all set up. I feel
Right.
like it's disrespectful to all of us that put in the blood, sweat, and tears and have been grinding our whole lives to get to a big platform like this. I mean, these guys are just YouTube stars and said, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to be a fighter today," and
Right.
here they are, hitting the big stage. So I mean, I definitely feel like it's a big slap to all the fighters' face. So yeah, I would love to break a little bubble like that.
Justin, do you think like a lot of the fights are setups? Because I feel like he fought a basketball player. He fight MMA guys who not boxers. They like
Yeah, I
wrestlers.
definitely feel like he's. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like an all setup thing, but there's definitely some strings that are tied behind it because I mean, like I said, I don't see this guy coming out here and beating the Ortiz brothers. I don't see any of this shit. Like, I mean, to me, I feel like it's all set up. The Diaz, like him beating Nate Diaz, I thought that was trash. I thought Nate like held off on him a lot. I felt like Nate wasn't even really trying to box him versus anything
Right.
else. So I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that probably goes into it. I'm sure dollars, money walks. So.
Yeah, true that. Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Dakota? You fight a YouTube star?
Yeah. Throw them at me. I've taken every fight that's thrown at me, and it's not like I don't know. I didn't grow up picking and choosing my fights, to get to where I am. I uh I took every fight that was thrown at me.
Yeah, I would like to see him fight a real fighter.
Me too, 100%.
Zach, what do you think about
Yep.
this? Like these YouTube stars fighting.
I mean, I did fight a YouTube/boxing sensation star on YouTube. I don't know if you know who Little Cray Cray is.
No, but I definitely go look him up after the podcast.
Yeah, he
Yeah, me
has
too.
he almost has 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh shit.
But he's really big into going around the world and fighting different like boxing stars and whatnot on YouTube. But I mean, we fought in the Street Beefs yard twice. And we drew the first time, and then I beat him the second time. And I guess that's the only time he lost that was out there. So I mean, but I watch Jake Paul and that and doing the stuff that they do, and it is pathetic to a point. I mean, what makes me sort of upset about it is how long I've been doing this, and they just, because of their name and the money that they have before they even got into doing boxing or anything like that, and they can just jump right in there and be on like one of these famous things on TV and just do what they're doing. It's if you're like an actual true fighter and you've been doing this for so long, then it'll probably rub you the wrong way.
Yeah, kicking the balls.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, I think I will fight. I mean, I give him a little credit. He could beat that like average bums off the street, but a real fighter, no way, no way. Especially a fight. And when I'm talking about fighter, I'm not talking about like a jiu-jitsu guy or a wrestling guy. I'm talking about a guy who got a background in boxing or kickboxing.
Yeah, and what weight is he? Like 185?
I gotta look that up. I believe so.
I think
believe
it's
so.
185. I'd like no, Adrian Broner's smaller. I don't know any heavies like Fury, but he's way too big.
Right.
I want to see him go against Nagani. Let me see him fight
Yeah.
Nagani. Let me see him do that
No,
same shit to
Well,
Nagani.
I don't know if Nagano hit him. That's a glass jaw. Like, I don't know. Paul's falling.
So I don't know what this Russian boxer's name is who just won last weekend, that 20-0 with 20 knockouts.
Wait a minute. That's the guy who beat
Subriel Matias? Or no, that's a different guy. Never mind.
The guy who fought
Wilder?
No, the guy who fought Collins, I don't know, his last name Smith that he fought. It was last weekend. But he's around 185 or whatnot, and that.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Throw Jake in there with somebody that's 20-0.
And the Russian too?
Yeah, he's 20-0 with 20 stoppages. So I mean,
have you guys ever heard of Subriel Matias? He's like a Nigerian boxer. He's got 21 wins, 20 knockouts, and he's got 1 death. Like, someone died on the way to the hospital after one of the boxing matches.
Wow. Man, I gotta look him up.
He's a monster. Deadliest boxer right now, I guess. Or that's what they say. But he's a monster.
Do you think with this YouTube stars fighting and boxing, do you guys think it's killing boxing?
Yeah.
Well, I think what's
they're making us kind of look soft, just because they can compete with us, trying to step in and be a YouTube sensation on live TV. Like Zach said, it's super disrespectful.
Now,
Yeah, I
bare
think
knuckle
what's
fighting
killing boxing is that they just got too many platforms, too many
organizations, like,
yeah,
Ooh.
I got you. Yeah.
too many politics in that. They too many
Yeah.
people got their hands in the cookie jar.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it was good when it was just Showtime, HBO,
Right.
and stuff like that. But now there's numerous
Yeah, because I
promotions
remember
out.
HBO. I remember HBO used to be the shit back in the
Yeah,
day
that was
when it came to
that was
boxing.
where I watched all the fights.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, bare knuckle fighting is growing, and it's going to be. It's probably going to be second to the UFC. How you guys feel about that? It's going to be the second biggest promotion, I believe, soon in America.
I think it'll be hands down the best promotion. I think that here pretty soon we're gonna be passing up the UFC. I feel like that's why you have so many UFC fighters now making the switch over to bare knuckle boxing because they see it as well. Um, yeah,
There's more money to be made. There's less medical things you got to deal with. And yeah, you do get cut up. You get a couple stitches here and there, but a cut's not nothing. You heal that in a week.
Yeah, that's why I hear a lot about the cuts. A lot of people complain about the cuts. A lot of like MMA fighters or boxers are asking, "Hey, bare knuckle fighting, what do you think about it? Blah, blah? Will you fight?" They be like, "Ah, I'm gonna get cut." Yeah. So, so where you see the future of this sport? Like, do you think there will be like a Olympic sport, or you think it would take over combat sports at the number? Matter of fact, let me ask you this: what you guys think about bare knuckle Thai boxing?
It's insane. They like the Thai rules that Buakaw and Senchai had. It was a lot different. Like they could kick.
Right.
I didn't expect that, but it was something different. You don't
How you
see
feel
people
about
kicking and
right?
have knuckles.
I mean, I
Wait,
grew up in the streets. I mean, you throw them with no leather on the hands or whatever. I mean, that's the way we grew up. So I mean, it's really no difference to me. I do feel like the bare knuckle, it will be the number one combat sport platform. It's just a matter of time.
yep,
Yeah.
I agree
They
100%.
they're just getting started.
Right, yeah, it's still a little baby. It's growing up fast though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, what Dave Fieldman has going on, once again, I mean, the guy's a blessing to give this all to us. So, I mean, I definitely see him taking this to the next level.
And I believe David Feldman was a boxer, so
Yep.
he knows what you
Before.
guys. He knows what you guys. He knows what you guys go through. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nothing like having a man in charge that's already been in the game and knows what he's doing,
Right.
and so that he can give back to the people that are participating in themselves. Come on, go out there.
Hey Matt, how you feel about this? How you feel about the future of bare knuckle fighting?
It's already blowing up. I think it's going to be leading of it. I mean, you see of all these other now there's a whole bunch of different promotions of bare knuckle, which BKFC is number one, I believe, in my like it's going to be number one overall in all the sports, I believe, because everyone's tuning in, and yeah, that's what I think.
Yep, everybody got the app. The app is what, $6, and you can get to watch the
Yeah,
pay-per-view fights.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Like I had
and the
my mom
cheapest.
and dad watching the fights, and they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and my father, we both sit here and we watch them constantly. He's a big fan.
So, well, you got some fights coming up. So do you guys study your opponents? How'd that go? You watch videos and
Yep. So I watch a lot of video on my opponent. I also have my coaches do the same. And we all just kind of come together and they kind of tell me what they see. And I tell them what I see, and then we just kind of like bring it all together. And from that, what I take from them and what I see from where I watch the video. I'm really good at breaking down and categorizing things to a certain perspective. A dude's footwork. I love breaking down a guy's footwork, their movements, their head movements on certain shots, how they react to a feint, how they react to being punched. Those are all things that I look for when I'm breaking down an opponent that I'm watching video on. Um, they all have their positives, and every fighter has their negatives. So that's what I look for.
how about you, Mac? How you study your opponent?
I mean, for this particular fight, I didn't look anything up on my opponent. The only things that I know of is my what Carlos told me. Um, but other than that, my coach handles all that though. He'll go and try and find whatever, and then whatever he has me training, he tries to incorporate that into a game plan. But all I know is I'm going up against a mountain of a man, and I plan on breaking him, and that's all I can say towards that. I mean, I was doing street beefs, even though I mean you'll fight whoever, people that have all the skill in the world or people that barely have any skill, but we don't get no time to watch footage on any of them. We line up and they pick who fights who based off of experience, and then we fight. So that's what I'm pretty much going into it as, 'cause that's what I have been doing my entire fighting career. So yeah.
It sounds like you fighting somebody that's taller. So I'm I'm gonna guess you go get the move your head and get an inside and
Yeah, I'm fighting a guy. He's 35, and I believe he's like trying to make this his last hurrah, so to speak. He's a pro MMA fighter, what I know.
okay.
Uh, he's 0-4 pro MMA. He's been finished in each fight in the first round. That's on the Tapology thing. That's all that I've like went and seen. Other than that, I don't know how he fights. I've heard that he's a wrestler. So the one thing that I have been doing is working a lot on clinch work because I've
Okay.
never really done that before. So I've been working a lot on that. And if it presents itself in the fight for me to do that, then I will. Other than that, I'm just going in there and looking to take him out as quickly and as soon as I can.
I'm gonna say something to you, Mac. Um, since the guy you fighting that got like an MMA background, is a wrestler, I'm gonna give you because all three of you guys got boxing background, so I'm gonna get the advantage to you with the hands. Like, what you guys think? What you guys think about MMA fighters coming in and doing punches? Do you feel like it's like because they probably go a little wild, so it might be easier to counter?
You see it coming from a mile away.
Yeah, can't
When
let
they're
them
loading
come
up their punches and they're trying to be full
Right,
of power and they're looking for for that one shot, one kill.
right,
Get out of here. That ain't gonna work. Maybe in a bar, a bar fight,
right.
or when you got wrestling background where you can throw that big overhand right to whoop yourself into that takedown. Yeah, fine. But when you're on a boxing platform and it becomes more of a chess match, it becomes more of a who can be first and who can be not there.
Yeah, timing. Timing beats speed. Speed beats power. Power beats timing. It's a revolving thing. But
Speed equals power.
yeah,
Yeah, especially like if you see a punch coming a mile away, you counter their ass.
Nothing
Everything
better
goes
than
slow
knocking down a
motion.
wrestler.
Yep.
Right. Because my history tells me that wrestlers don't like to get hit in the face. They kind of like if they get
Me
hit
coming from
hard in
an
the
MMA
face, they kind of
background,
give up.
so me coming from an MMA background, I can personally tell you from experience that everyone I have fought, I mean, regardless if they claim to be stand up or they claim to be wrestler or they claim to be jiu-jitsu, as soon as they all get punched in the face, they all turn into wrestlers at the end of the day. They all look for that takedown. They all look for that way out.
Right.
So it's just a matter of, making your adjustments, and keep moving forward. Keep the pressure.
Nice. How about you, Dakota? Know anything about the guy you fighting and see any weakness in video?
Yeah, I've looked up his box rec or his topology as well. He's got like won 4 fights, lost 3. He's MMA. He's got no boxing background, but I know he comes ready, and the way he fights, he's a lot of straights. I don't ever see him throwing wild punches, so he's good for accuracy, but I'm looking to come in, hit him with the speed and timing.
Okay. Yeah. Oh wow.
So I'm
Yeah.
fighting Matthew Russo. He's
Okay.
already fought twice in bare knuckle. He's 2-0. Both guys he beat, I kind of feel like we're beating him. Uh, and I think if I remember correctly, watching the videos, they both knocked him down. He's been knocked down in both of his fights. And he fights through adversity and battles back. But on top of that, I feel like his opponents beat themselves versus
Right.
him beating them. They either gas out or get, whatever the case may be. But from what it looks like to me, it looks like that his opponents gas out, and that's how he's able to jump on that and take advantage of just by having the better cardio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. You
fought on
definitely.
the Miami card with him.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
when he fought Jacoby Lowry.
No, he fought somebody else. BKFC 49.
Okay.
Because I
Um.
fought Brian Duran back in June or August.
Yeah, and he
I
was
got a.
knocked down in the first round in that one as well, correct?
Yeah.
But he won the
So yeah,
fight,
I
though,
don't
right?
really feel like that this guy has much to really offer me. I mean, I'm not one that's gonna gas out. My cardio is extremely well. That's something that I really believe in. It's something that I constantly put my blood, sweat, and tears in. Is my cardio, running, grinding. That's where I kind of set myself apart from a lot of others. And nutrition. Nutrition is everything.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
definitely
lots
got
of
to
veg,
eat
You
right.
can't have a good
lots of
cardio
fruit.
without nutrition. So having a good wife and having somebody that can look out for you in the nutrition aspect of the game. If you don't got it already, I definitely suggest it. Get your nutritions right, because I mean that's the biggest part of the game.
Yep.
All right. How about cutting weight? Cutting weight is a problem for you guys, or it's nothing?
I
No, I
thought it
wouldn't
was
say
going
it's
to
a
be,
problem. I would say that's where the mental win comes in.
Okay, well,
and the discipline.
Yeah,
yes,
I
I
thought
agree
I was going to
100%.
be off weight, but I bulked up for this fight a lot bigger than I've ever been. Like, I almost hit 170, and I fight at 145, so I thought the weight drop was going to be a little hard for me, but it's kind of a cakewalk. I thought it was going to be a lot harder. When I was younger, it was a lot harder for me to cut weight. So, I don't know. Now it's just faster.
so for me, I'm going down to 125 pounds for this fight. It's the first time in 5 years that I've done it again since acute kidney failure. So And it's not really a struggle. I'm doing it right this time. I have a great nutritionist, and great coaches, great fitness coach, all that stuff. So it really comes in handy to have them people in my background, like Mike Toller himself, my wife, my father, my coaches. They all really help me out when it comes to making sure that I'm right and I'm staying on the right path to lose the weight that I need.
Yep. With a good team, you can't go wrong.
That's right.
Yeah, you definitely gotta be strong minded, because I remember when I was cutting weight, it was a bitch to me. And I would walk around like 218. I had to cut down to 205. It was a bitch for me. But I did it though. But like, you see, because I ain't had like uh, guidance on like how to cut weight. You gotta do it the right way, you know. You talk
Yeah,
to different
definitely.
people in
And
the
I
gym,
definitely feel as if you gotta be at a certain weight to maintain. You gotta get down to a comfortable weight and maintain that before you can go and say, you know what, I'm gonna stay at this weight, or I'm gonna fight at this weight for good, or
right?
whatever else. It's like I said, it all boils back down to when I said it's a life changing event. This isn't something that you can just pick up and say, hey, you know what, I'm gonna be a fighter, or I'm gonna do this. It doesn't work that way. You have to change your whole life. What you eat, what you drink, what you
Right.
do, the sacrifices that come into just being a fighter alone, that a lot of people don't see us go through, or even care to even take a look at what us fighters go through. They're more just, oh yeah, they're fighters, they're dickheads, or oh, they're hotheads, or oh, they're this. They don't see what we go through, that what makes us that way.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good people too, like uh, who, so Yuli Diaz, his son just fought cancer, beat it, and he brought another kid into the BYB ring that was fighting cancer as well. So there's a lot of good people out there, but there is a lot of people that like to just be assholes. Like, I'm better than you, you know what I mean? And I don't like to stick myself around people like that, because like you could be good in a ring, but in person anything goes, like.
Yeah, I gotta say too, being a professional fighter, you gotta have that weight cut right already. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
you're not in
absolutely,
the amateurs no
100%.
more.
Yeah, I
You're not in the
usually,
amateurs no more, so you should have it down by science by the time you turn pro.
yep. And usually, like, I'll drop weight probably 2 weeks before, get down to a steady, and then I'll go up a few pounds, and then I'll go down a little bit more. And it helps me out a lot. Uh, Keeps my strength up, keeps my stamina up, like every aspect, like it helps a lot. But diet is the main thing for me. Like,
Right.
lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, white chicken, no fatty meats.
Cut sugar off, right?
Yep.
No sugar,
No,
no salt,
no
no
carbs.
carbs, baby. Hot butter.
Uh,
Watch this weight fall off like hot butter.
yeah.
Do you guys have like live with family members, or wife and kids, and they eat something in front of you that you can't
Oh
eat?
yeah.
Yeah. The other night, my wife, her and my kids ordered Taco Bell, and oh man, I wanted to eat it so bad, but I told her I'm
Yeah,
like on a weight cut. I can't do that right now. But
you
she's
gotta
like, all
be tough
right,
mentally, right?
I'll make you like 6 or 8 eggs, and I'm like, deal, make me the eggs.
Yeah, so
You
I
gotta
have
be
a
tough
4 year
mentally.
old, so I mean, you can only imagine how that goes. I'm constantly watching him eat all the good stuff while I'm sitting there eating my little bird food.
Yeah, I got a 4-year-old girl and I got a 3-year-old boy, so they're
Oh,
always
okay.
eating sweets.
Yeah.
But
How
those
about you,
sweets, you
Mac?
gotta brush your teeth.
Yeah. How about you, Mac? How's weight cutting for you?
Well, for this fight, man, I'm trying to gain and maintain because
Hell
I
yeah.
like because my first weight cut for in September. I was supposed to fight at 145, and I weighed in at 144. And then I guess after that, my weight just stayed down, even no matter what I was eating. And then once I got this fight, it's at 155. So I walk around originally at 160, and once I stopped eating all like junky stuff and I started eating like what I normally do to start like cutting weight and just eating clean, I got down on Thursday I was 148. So I'm trying to like sort of dial that back and just start maintaining and gaining a little weight. And yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay.
But I do watch food shows just to keep me honest. I do that a lot.
Oh man. Oh man. So
Yeah, so me and my wife, we go through like these little health kicks. We watch a lot of videos about like healthy foods being cooked and how you can
right.
make them taste good, or however you want to put that. But so me and my wife, we're constantly always experimenting with different recipes and into that aspect. We're both trying to make that life change healthier, better than worse. Trying to get our kids on the same wagon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Diet's where it's at. Fights
Yep.
fun in the kitchen. Everyone is working hard in gym. Yep. That's half the war too. The kitchen.
Yeah. Jeff Dens, you hit that one on the nail, buddy.
Yeah. Oh man. After I hit weigh-ins, dude, I'm eating.
That's my partner, Jeff Dents.
Lobster.
He's a professional fighter. He do Thai boxing and MMA, so he knows what you guys go through.
It's nice to see people like that because you never know.
Oh yeah.
You never know what other people go through or like see. Like Justin was saying earlier. Yeah, it's a big thing to know other fighters like look to us or tell us stuff that help us. Like my team is good for that. We like to network with different people. And I've recently been training a lot with my nephew. So he's trying to follow in my footsteps and become a pro. He wants to be a pro boxer, not a pro or bare knuckle fighter.
Knuckle. How old is your nephew?
He's 17.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to KO Caraceto. He's my roll dog. Every time I don't want to go to the gym, he's like, "Uncle, you need to get up. Let's go. Like, let's hit the gym. Let's go hit cardio. Let's go sit in the sauna for a bit." Like he pushes me and I push him too. Like some days I could tell like he just doesn't want to be there. I'm like, "Come on. Like chop chop. Let's get it done."
Wow. He be hitting the pads. You do pad work with him?
Oh yeah, I do
That sounds like
pad
my
work for him a lot.
Justin, you got any family members that want to fight?
My son, my 4-year-old son, man, I swear that kid's following in my footsteps. Every day we're in the gym. You can just see it in his face, the way he observes, the way he watches everything go on, and how people, cut their angles or throw their punches or their kicks. He's constantly always watching them. He's constantly always putting the gloves on, hitting the bags, walking up to all the other fighters in the gym. And he's messing with them, and you can definitely see it. Like he's taking to it very much so. And I love every minute of it because it makes the love for the sport come back for me. The fun's coming back for me now to be able to see my son and how he's doing it and how much he loves it. It's all that's coming back for me now. So it's exciting to see.
All right, guys, it's going to be.
And mark my words, when I become the 125 and the 135 bare knuckle boxing champion, and I retire, my son will be the next to follow in my footsteps.
Listen, hey Justin, when you become the champion, come on the podcast again.
Hey,
Hey,
as long as you
Justin,
have me on, Ray,
I
I'm
want to
here.
fight on a. Hey, that'd
Any
be
of you
cool to
guys.
have all three of us on the same card. I can't wait to fight with you on the same card, Justin.
That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hey, it'd be an honor.
Hey, do you guys like go to like other gyms and train, or you have to stay in one gym? Because like a lot of MMA guys go to different gyms. Like,
I like to explore horizons. You never know what a different gym will bring. Like I do understand it's kind of like frowned upon and stuff like that, but I'd rather go spar different people and other things like that rather than spar with the same people all the time. You learn a lot more from different people than doing the same thing over and over.
hey, Justin, Carlos said he's
I
signing
agree
his
with
son.
what Dakota said. However, I've been kind of I've been with one gym for the last 9 years. Stars and Strikes MMA. Um, the my coach over there, James Benatel, he's the man. The guy's done so much for me, such as like a father figure inspiration. He's the guy I look up to. The guy. The reason why I am half the man I am today is because of that man. So, um, do I feel like it's something that you need to do is bounce around to be better? No. Do I feel like you need to have the right guys in your gym that are going to push you and make you push yourself to that next level? Absolutely. And if you don't have those kind of guys, then yeah, you do need to find a different gym. Um,
Right.
and separate yourselves, from worse to better. I mean, I guess,
So
but
so like so you saying like you feel like if you train in with top guys in the gym, it's just gonna make you better. You feel?
absolutely, 100%. I mean, obviously, if you're training with a guy who's beating you up every day, you're only going to get better from that because you're going to, in your mind and in your heart, you're trying to figure out adjustments to make. You're trying to figure out ways that you can beat him instead of getting beat on. So that's 100%. I agree that you get better from getting pushed in that aspect.
Yep.
I want to ask you guys something. Who are your favorite MMA fighters in the UFC or Bellator?
Hmm.
Yoel Romero.
I like.
Oh, that guy.
I like him.
I just like his bark. Like he's
I don't
intimidating.
really.
He's huge. Like he's all right. He's a big guy.
How about you,
And his
Justin? Oh, go ahead, Dakota. Finish.
I don't really say I'd have a favorite MMA fighter, to be honest.
Who's your favorite boxer right now?
uh
I don't really have a favorite. I'm kind of
I've been looking up that Subriel Matias, and
Canelo Alvarez,
that's my guy.
Yeah.
Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Haney's
Can't
gotta
forget
say,
about
doing
my
pretty
boy
good too.
Lomo.
I gotta say this though. Patrick Mix is my favorite fighter, the 145 champion Bellator. He trained with us, so I gotta say he's my favorite fighter for MMA 145 pound.
Hell yeah.
For MMA, I don't really think I have a fighter, a favorite fighter or something like that I would really consider. But as far as like boxing, I would have to either say Canelo Alvarez or Lomachenko. Those are
That's,
definitely two of the guys that I follow highly today.
yep,
Ryan Garcia. I mean, those are another
there's some
guy I
good fighters
follow.
right there. You picked some good fighters there for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
How about you, Zach? You got a favorite fighter, MMA or boxing?
My favorite boxer that I used to like watching was Triple G.
Okay.
And
I love
for MMA, like I don't really have like a favorite fighter. I just like watching him fight. I like watching him train also. Justin Gaethje.
Oh, okay.
I like his mindset. I like how he fights. I just like his, you know, kill or be killed attitude, and that's That's someone that I can see that I like to represent, like his style, sort of that mindset. So I like watching fighters that do sort of what he does in that aspect.
Yeah. Do you guys got any sponsors you want to plug up?
Yeah, for me, I'd like to thank Yakima
If you want
Tactical.
to talk MMA in general, I would definitely have to say Dominic Cruz.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good one.
And
I'm sorry, Dakota,
Yakima
but you
Tactical. Oh, do I keep like bouncing out?
no. You I hear your plugs. Go ahead. You got it.
Oh, all right. Yakima Tactical, TC Striping and Racing, Big Sky Striping as well. I would like to thank Steve Jimenez from Helena, Montana. He made my boxing shoes or my boxing shorts and my gloves. He owns New Line Boxing apparel. The Pit Stop Tavern and Gear Grabbers Garage, Great Falls, Montana, and very numerous that I've had before, and some are new. I can't wait to show out for them. Let's get a dub and get this win for one.
How about you, Zach? You got any sponsors?
First, my first sponsor would have to be the gym I train at, Gingy's Boxing Club in Lancaster, PA, where I'm from. Another one, Street Beefs. They sponsor me. Their whole entire platform. #1 backyard fight scene on YouTube. And Just Blaze Clothing. They just dropped a line on my fight shirt. So if you can go to justblaze.com, you can check out my fight shirt of what I'm going to be wearing, and if you want to catch that. So
You gonna
How
have
about
any
you?
extras down in Albuquerque?
I might
Shit, I'll probably grab one.
appreciate that.
We'll network. I'll bring you one of mine too.
All right, yeah, definitely.
How about you, Justin? You got any sponsors?
Yep. So I would like to give a shout out to Local Hated Clothing and Token himself. Also Westfit Fitness, Mike Toller, and my gym, Stars and Strikes MMA, James Benatal, and my team. I love all you guys. You guys are, the reason why I'm here. And Sideline Sports Tavern. What else we got out there? We got Elite Styles Haircutting. Want to give them a shout out too, to my barber Mo, and all the other sponsors I can't think of right off the top of my head. I appreciate you guys. I'll give you a shout out on the Facebook here in a little bit if I forgot you.
Yeah, I want to thank CNC Management. Carlos.
Absolutely, yeah, that's another one. See, that's why you got to do a Facebook post, because you forget about shit like that.
Yeah.
Carlos.
How can you forget our man Carlos? And we wouldn't all be here if it wasn't for our man Carlos.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. He put us on. We're here to show out for him.
100%.
And like I say, guys, you guys are always welcome back. You guys are always welcome back. You got a fight coming up. We can talk about that. You want to talk about like a boxing event pops up, and after the fight, we could talk about that. Whatever, you guys are always welcome back here. And
I truly appreciate that one, Ray.
yeah, man. And again, I want to thank Carlos, CNC Management, for hooking this podcast up. So fighters, if you're watching this, if you need a management, contact Carlos on Facebook or email. He left the link here, and I will put that link back on here. Yep. So I just want to say, wait, some messaging here. What? Yeah. He must be part of the school. He must be part of the team right there.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
want like.
yeah, he just signed to CNC the other day.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah.
So listen, man. I wish you guys luck. Hopefully, you guys win, and we keep in contact with each other. Whatever you know.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
sir.
Good luck to you guys. I'm definitely gonna check out your fight. I'm, I'm gonna Dakota. Your fight on the 27th. It's gonna be on the app or on pay per view. You know.
I think they're on pay-per-view.
Okay. Is it gonna be free in the app or you gotta pay? You know.
Not exactly sure. I gotta check as well because my wife likes to watch when I'm gone.
Because I'm gonna be working. Me and my partner are gonna be working on the fights that day. So as soon as I get done with the fights, we work for K4 Fighting Promotion. They do MMA and amateur MMA, amateur kick Muay Thai, pro Muay Thai, pro kickboxing show. So I'm gonna be doing that on the 27th. So as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna rush home and put on the app, and hopefully I can watch you fight. So I want to thank you guys for coming on again. Like I said, good luck to you guys, and thank you, Carlos, for setting this up, and thanks to fans for the support. And I want all the fans who've watching this to support these fighters. You know, these fighters deserve to get support, buy their merchandise, shirts, or whatever they got going on. You know, it's important to like me and my friend Caveman. We support fighters, and we want to see all the fighters do good. So and let me tell you, this, guys. Every fighter we had on this show, they had a fight coming up, end up winning.
Hey, good to know.
Let's go.
So we got a little.
Also, what I would like to say too, we wouldn't be able to get in there in the ring or in the cage or whatever, combat anything if it wasn't for the fans and the support and the love that we get from everybody outside of the ring and outside of the cages. Those are the people that make it possible for us to do what we do. So
Yeah, and
I truly do appreciate all the love and support that you guys all bring.
yeah, family. That's a good part of it too. Like my family, they're by my side. A lot of them don't condone what I do, but they know I've been doing it for a long time. So I'm a man. I make my word, and I'm following my own footsteps.
And that's what's up. You know what? When y'all fight, stay healthy, man. Make that money.
Yes, sir.
Make that loot. So, all right, guys. I want to thank you again for coming in, and we call it a night. And I'm gonna end the podcast here. Peace out, guys.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
You guys
God
all have a
bless.
good one. Thank you for having me, Ray.
Yep.